Hello geeks, today I would like to try a different kind of video, and a kind of video that I find inspiration from, that I take inspiration from channels like Dawn, Forge, Cast and things like that, where it's just someone talking with some browser open or some pictures superimposed over the voice. I haven't scripted this video, but I really want to give it a try because, let me cut to the chase. I want to introduce character ideas that I have for my Pathfinder games. I don't get to play enough Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder. I just got the Pathfinder 2E core rulebook. You can hear the pages. Oh my god, smells so good. But for the purpose of this video, it's gonna be too hard to try to film me with the book and talking and recording the voice anyways. So I'm just gonna record my voice and use my browser because we have everything we need here on the archives of Nethys. So if you don't know about this website, I don't know if it's legal. I think it's sponsored. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm using now. If it's not legal, let me know. But just to let you know, I bought the Core 2 ebook, so I prefer the book, but this is helpful for this video. So today we're gonna take a look at, we're gonna roll our first character. It's an idea I had for just while I was looking at the new stuff in this amazing book. So we're gonna make a hobgoblin, and we're gonna make it an intimidator specialist. Now you're gonna see this is not something scripted again. I made two different characters based on intimidating. I think a barbarian half orc and now a hobgoblin rogue. You'll see me, maybe I'll make mistakes rolling a character, maybe I'll forget some things, so feel free to let me know in the comments if you spotted a mistake. If I make you make mistakes, I'm really sorry, but I hope this is helpful and gives you some ideas for your games. This is all mechanics, but the flavor comes from you. So I'm gonna introduce you the mechanics and how I would roleplay it, just for some inspiration, and then you do whatever you want, because this is gonna be your world that you're gonna build with your dungeon master and your friends. So we're gonna need, like I said, the archives of Nethys and this character sheet color fillable, like from qtimes.com. Okay, so this is what I use. I usually download it as a PDF, because if you fill it all up and then you download it, you lose all your info. So don't do that like me. But for now, I wasn't able to record my PDF, so I'm just gonna use that for now. So character name is always hard. Goblin name generator. Fantasy name generators.com. So first thing first, well, really not important. Gadul Zalvrovuk Gevarg. Okay, I like Gevarg. Maybe not the warmonger, but we're gonna go with Gevarg. Okay, player name Saigon Geeks, baby. So normally people start with ancestry and then background and then class, ABC. I prefer to go the opposite way. I'm not by any means a min-maxer, but I find that this helps build a better character, mostly because you don't roll dice in Pathfinder 2E. You get your ability score bonuses from your classes and your background, your heritage, and your ancestry, which is something really neat. You don't need dice. So that, I think it makes it a bit fair for everyone. That's one thing I like when people try to respect the rules. When I want people to follow the rules when we play game, is it makes a level. It levels the play field for everyone. So we're gonna go first, and we're gonna take a look at the classes. All right. We're gonna go. There were two things that. And now I'm gonna go like tabs nuts on you guys. I hope it's okay. Two things I had noticed with the barbarian, so you can read all that in your leisure time. It helps a lot. It's quite fun, or you can totally ignore it and make whatever you want. Barbarian feats, instinct, rage, right? Skill feats. Okay, it's not here. I think it's in the rage feat or instincts. Feats, moment of clarity, raging intimidation. There we go. Your fury fills your foes with fear. While you are raging, you demoralize and scare to death. Actions from the intimidation skill and an intimidation skill feat respectively. Thank you, sir or madame. Gain the rage trait, allowing you to use them while raging as soon as you meet the prerequisites for the skill feats, intimidating glare and scare to death. You gain these feats. Okay, so these are neat. Also, we're gonna go take a look at them. We're just looking at everything that we can do to intimidate our opponents, and I'll explain why a little bit later. Well, because it's hilarious, probably. You gain demoralize with a mere glare. You can demoralize with a mere glare. When you do, demoralize loses the auditory trait and gains the visual trait. And you don't take a penalty if the creature doesn't understand your language. Alright, so you can just like stare at people, even if they don't understand you, like body language. They're like, okay, I'm gonna die. I'm probably level 15. Attempt to, okay, so we don't need to look at that. I don't want to make the video too long. You can take a look at it if you want later. So we're gonna close instincts. We're gonna close raging intimidation, but you can rage. You can intimidate while you rage. But I guess we'll go with the rogue. I mean, a raging barbarian sounds scary enough. Sorry. So one thing that a story I read online was, so yes, there was this story I heard about, I read, I think on Reddit, green text of this angry rogue who was just an orc that was bad at sneaking but really good at intimidating. And every time someone caught him, he'd intimidate them. You do not see me! And people were like, okay, just leave, like that Batman meme. Okay, for rogue. So what I wanted to show you is, where is it? Rogue feats, rogue's racket. Rackets can be found here. Skill feats, sneak attack. So sneak attacks when people are flat-footed, okay? That's important. So that means that it can be done through ranged, okay? Okay. Which is important because there were some debates in the past where rogues couldn't do sneak damage with a ranged attack. So let's take a look at the rackets, because I thought I saw something that make you flat-footed by intimidation. Okay, ruffian. But if you're ruffian, you get intimidation. You prefer to strong arm or intimidate others rather than rely on finesse or fancy tricks. You might be an enforcer for organized crime or a highway bandit, or a noble who bullies others with threats of your family's power. See, that lore is so good, that information, to give you just ideas for your characters. Right now you have 3 different ideas to make a rogue instead of just a stabby, sneaky, party gold stealing annoyance that everyone seems to want to play. And then you have 2 others here. When you use tools you have at hand to get a job done, you can deal sneak attack damage with any simple weapon, in addition to the weapons listed in the sneak attack class feature. That's really good. When you critically succeed at an attack roll using a simple weapon and the target has the flat-footed condition, it also applies, so that's a lot. Fuck, what did I see? There we go. In the rogue feats, this is where it is. You're next. Emotion, fear, mental, rogue, and that's a reaction. So remember, in a turn you can do 3 actions, so like stride, strike, and then you could do stride, strike, reaction, strike. Prerequisites: strain and intimidation. Trigger: you reduce an enemy to 0 hit points. After downing a foe, you menacingly remind another foe that you're coming after them next. Attempt an intimidation check with a +2 circumstance bonus to demoralize a single creature that you can see, that can see you. Okay, if you have legendary proficiency intimidation, you can use this as a free action with the same trigger. Sick. So you kill someone, you look at the next person, stare at them, right? Intimidating glare. And you attempt an intimidation check, and you have a +2 circumstance bonus to demoralize them. Okay? And after that, if they are demoralized as a free action, so I really want to use your next. So we're gonna choose the rogue. Where is my character sheet? Okay. So we're gonna go with the class rogue. So this is how I build my characters. The racket will be a ruffian. So rogue ruffian. Okay. So before you forget, if you're like me, you wanna take a look at that. You wanna make sure that you write this down. Trained in intimidation. Right here. And medium armor. Cool. So you're more like in your face. You're not that sneaky, right? Because to do sneak attack damage, they have to be flat-footed. I think that if you flank them, they are flat-footed. I know I'm going in all kinds of branches here. Like I said, it's my first time doing a video like that. Hopefully, it's gonna become clearer. Aha! When you and an ally are flanking a foe, it is harder time defending against you. A creature is flat-footed. Okay, so you gotta play. You have a little bit of an element of teamwork and battlefield awareness here with your build. So you can stay back and just shoot arrows, or you can get in the fray. So we have, rackets. Okay, intimidation, medium armor. You can choose strength as your key ability score. Ooh, yeah. When you gain light armor expertise, you also gain in medium armor. Okay. So we may choose strength as the key ability score. Alright, so key score might be strength. Okay, we're just gonna leave that here for now. So we chose our racket. We are a ruffian. We can close that. We're gonna keep going through the rogue stuff. At first level, your class gives you an ability boost to dexterity or an option from rogue's racket. Ah, there we go. Key ability, dexterity or other. So that's gonna be hard. So if we make it really melee, we're gonna try to make a melee rogue, just an intimidating melee rogue. So what I like to do when I build my character is I write my bonuses here. So everything starts at 10, and then we're gonna go and add them when we're all done together. And this is where I usually make mistakes, so please indulge me. Okay, an ability boost is always +2 to dexterity or an option from rogue's racket, so we can have strength. So we can remove that. Video's already so long. Hit points 8 plus constitution modifier. Perfect. So we're gonna go with 8, and we're gonna remember to put the con later. Role playing the rogue. Okay, la da di la da da. At first level, you gain the listed proficiency ranks and the following statistics. You are untrained in anything not listed unless you gain a better proficiency rank in some other way. Okay, so expert in perception. That's always +4. We are trained in fortitude and expert in the other two. So 2, 4, 4. So we can fill that out later. Skills. Trained in stealth. Trained in a number of additional skills equal to 7. Plus your intelligence modifier. Joy. Oi. Alright, so we already have intimidation. Now we have stealth. And I'm gonna write here skills 7 plus int. We don't have to make a smart rogue this time because we're a ruffian, remember? Now for Pathfinder 2e, if something gives you, when you roll your character, the same rank in a skill, so if I gain intimidation through another other means, then I just get another free skill somewhere else. It doesn't bump it up to expert. From what I remember from what I read. Okay, attacks trained in simple weapons and unarmed attacks. So we're gonna go, where's the, simple, other, unarmed. And I like to just take that. And we have a lot of room around here. So campaign notes. Yeah. Trained in light armor and unarmored defense. Okay, so now unarmored, and light. Next, trained in rogue class DC. Thank you very much. This is the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around, but I haven't played, so I haven't had the chance to like look at all the rules in a situation, which always helps understanding everything. You gain these features as a rogue. Ancestry and background later. Initial proficiencies done. Rogue's racket done. Sneak attack 1d6. Surprise attack. Rogue feat. Skill feat. So that's the sum up. But you can go and take it slowly here. Rogue feats at first level every even numbered level you gain a rogue class feat. Okay, and we chose your next. So I'm gonna go here. Ancestry, no. Class feat. Your next. So just as a quick reminder, I am trained in intimidation. If you reduce an enemy to 0, you can just stare at them, and you can't see, but I'm doing the like. Very cool. So we can close that, and we can close that. You use whatever, you can deal sneak attack damage with any simple weapon. So we're gonna take that. I think I was using a different page. Next, so yeah, it takes a while to roll a character in Pathfinder 2e. It's much longer than D&D 5e, but you have more choices. Your characters are fleshed out. They're all unique. I feel like every fighter or ranger is the same in D&D 5e. And then it's your job to put the flavor on your character to make it different. But with Pathfinder, you get both the mechanic and your choice of how you roleplay. So that's cool. Skill feats. You gain skill feats more often than others. At first level and every level thereafter, you gain a skill feat. Skill feats can be found in chapter 5 and have the skill trait. Wow. So before we continue, you're gonna have to go take a look. Every level. Rogue feat, skill increase. You're so skillful. Skill. Aha! Aha! Right. It's all coming together. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Already. So we're gonna close it here. So, first skill feat, Intimidating Glare. You can demoralize with a mere glare. When you do, a demoralize loses the auditory trait and gains the visual trait. So I don't have to. I can shout at people still, and you don't take a penalty if the creature doesn't understand your language. So that's really good because you can do that to like fucking wolves and dinosaurs and whatever other monster. Well, I guess like zombies and things like that are immune, but it's still good. So that's a skill feat. Skill feat from background first level. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the class feat. You're next, and Intimidating Glare. Very cool. Skill feat done. Okay, sneak attack. When your enemy can't properly defend itself, you take advantage to deal extra damage. If you strike a creature that has a flat-footed condition with an agile or finesse melee weapon, or you can deal sneak attack with simple. Oh, that's different. An agile or finesse unarmed attack or ranged weapon attack, you deal an extra and 1d6 precision damage. For a ranged attack with a thrown melee weapon, that weapon must also be agile or finesse. As your rogue level increase, so does other things. Okay, surprise attack. You spring into combat faster than foes can react. On the first round of combat, if you roll deception or stealth or initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to you. So let's take a look here. Deception. is charisma, and stealth is dexterity. So we're gonna go with deception. We're gonna build a charismatic rogue. We're gonna try not to use any dexterity because I can use my simple weapon. So you're not missing anything out by taking strength and just using your simple weapons to deal sneak attack damage. So surprise attack, where can we write that? We're gonna put it in bonus feat. Okay. Surprise attack. Some people might want to put it here as a feature and intimidate glare as your bonus feat. For me, it doesn't really matter. Skill increase. Okay, level 2. So we're done for level 1 rogue. That's all we're gonna get. After that, we're gonna go, I'm going backwards, right? So we're gonna go take a look at backgrounds, which are really neat. At first level, when you create your character, you gain a background of your choice. This decision is permanent. You can't change it at later levels. Da, da, da. Each background listed here grants 2 ability boosts, skill feat, and the trained proficiency rank in 2 skills. One of which is a lore skill. If you gain the trained proficiency rank in a skill from your background and would then gain the trained proficiency rank in the same skill from your class at first level, you instead become trained in another skill of your choice. That's what I was talking to before. Lore skills represent deep knowledge of a specific subject and are described on page 247. If a lore skill involves a choice, for instance, a choice of terrain, explain your preference to the GM, who has final say on whether it's acceptable or not. Now, I'm gonna jump. Emissary. As a diplomat or messenger, you traveled to lands far and wide, communicating with new people and forming alliances where you're stuck in trade. Sorry, choose 2, second language here. Choose 2 ability boosts. One must be to intelligence or charisma, and one is a free ability boost. Strength. You're trained in the society skill and the lore skill related to one city you've visited often. That's kind of useless. You gained a multilingual skill feat. Alright, I liked that idea just for role-playing purposes because something that just came out recently from an expansion book is the Hobgoblin. And Hobgoblin, well, he's one of my favorite villains in Spider-Man. It was his pumpkin was my first tattoo, but I also have something neat here. Taller and stronger than Goblinkin, Hobgoblins are equal in strength and size to humans, with broad shoulders and long, powerful arms. So something that that inspired me here, you don't have to use it, I just want to tell you. The reputation of hobgoblins in the inner sea region has been upended by Oprak, the hobgoblin nation established recently in the mountains between Nidal and Nirmathas. I wonder if that's like a campaign that the creators of the game were playing, and that's what happened. The Iron Fang Legion that stormed through Molthun and Nirmathas only a few years ago made a calculated decision to cease fighting, claim Oprak as a new homeland, and seek peace with its neighbors. Now under strict orders to not start conflicts with other nations, the hobgoblins of Oprak have begun to cautiously investigate Avestan in the spirit of cooperation rather than conquest. Many people, especially those that suffered terrible cruelties under the Iron Fang Legion, fear that this is simply a pause in aggression, while Oprak gains enough strength to crush its rivals. Others hope these bold soldiers might prove to be allies against the endless hordes of the Whispering Tyrant. I'm reading this wall of text because so they're trying to make peace, so you could make an emissary hobgoblin, like an old thug that's scaring everyone, and like their leaders are just like, okay, you go to the next country and you try to make peace, and if you hear them talking shit, just stare at them really hard. So I like that. I made that emissary with a barbarian first. So it's like, okay, who shall represent us? Ah, this crazy guy. But let's take a look at what else can work here. Acolyte, no, acrobat, animal whisperer, artisan, artist, barkeep. Constitution or charisma, you've trained in the diplomacy skill and the alcohol lore skill, and you gain the hobnobber skill feat. Hobnobber. You're skilled at learning information through conversation. The gather information exploration activity takes you half as long as normal. Already that's giving me a bit of an idea of a hobgoblin bartender who, like, when people start, they just want to fight, it's just staring at them like, no. Just like stare at them and they're like, oh, okay, and they sit back down and they quiet down. Bounty hunter. Now that's what I'm talking about. Bringing in lawbreakers lined your pockets. Maybe you had an altruistic motive and sought to bring in criminals to make the streets safer, or maybe the coin was motivation enough. Your techniques for hunting down criminals transfer easily to the life of an adventurer. Choose 2 ability boosts. One must be to strength or wisdom, and one is a free ability boost. You've trained in the survival skill and the legal lore. Again, legal. You gain the experience tracker feat. You're a ruffian who likes to intimidate people, so you could be like, your background is you used to like get extortion money out of people and just find people like, hey, you didn't give the money to Tony. Criminal. As an unscrupulous independent or as a member of an underworld organization, you live the life of crime. You might have become an adventurer to seek redemption, to escape the law, or simply to get access to bigger and better loot. Dexterity or intelligence, and one's a free ability boost. You're trained, okay, you get free stealth, but we already have it. You get experience smuggler skill feat. Some backgrounds just go better with other people. Gladiator, guard. You served in the guard out of either patriotism or the need for coin. Either way, you know how to get a difficult suspect to talk. However, you left the guard. You might think of adventuring as a way to use your skills on a wider stage. So bodyguard, right? You could be like an old bouncer bodyguard. Choose 2 ability boosts. One must be to strength or charisma, and one is a free ability boost. Man, because it's hard to choose. You've trained in intimidation, we already have it, and the legal lore skill or warfare lore skill. You gain the quick coercion skill feat. You can bully others with just a few choice implications. You can coerce a creature after 1 round of conversation instead of 1 minute. I don't know how you make rounds of conversation. I'm gonna go with the guard. I'm gonna make it a bit different. I just want to make a goon. A goon. Just a goon. You served in the guard. So yeah, probably you were like, this guy was maybe second in command for his hobgoblin like society or tribe. And then, okay, the classic, like you try to take over and beat the number 1, but that's more like orc culture. I'm not too familiar with hobgoblin culture. I mean, it sounds like they have their shit together in this world. Let's go take a look. But imagine he was like the guard of some big guy. Either he fucked up, and he had to run away, or he challenged the number 1 and he lost and he had to leave, or he's just like got up and left because he was tired of it. Like, oh, tired of this. Society, military hierarchies. Yeah, so maybe you just like a bodyguard for more important hobgoblins. So we're gonna go with guard. Finally, you served in the guard, blah blah blah. Choose 2 ability boost. One must be to strength or charisma, and one is a free ability boost. Can I choose strength and charisma, like my free ability boost? So we're gonna go with strength, and we're gonna start building that charisma. I'm not saying it's gonna be the most optimized. Just saying it should be fun to play. You've trained in the intimidation skill and the legal lore or warfare lore. So we're gonna take warfare. Because I feel like legal lore, that would be a smarter character. You gain the quick coercion skill feat. So you can convince people quickly to just walk away. Walk away, boy. Aha, and because intimidation, I need to choose another a new skill. I already have stealth and intimidation. We're gonna take deception. Are you here to beat me up? No, 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 no. No, it's okay. Okay, we did the class, we did the background, ancestries. Hobber Gobbler. You might seek out the most effective and practical solution to any problems. Encourage a clear chain of command. They're really militaristic. But this guy, because you're an adventurer, you're different. You're not the same mold as the others. As a result, hobgoblin adventurers are usually lawful neutral, with only those rejecting or raised outside of their mortality lawful neutral. Right? He has his own code of goonery. Like don't intimidate weaker creatures or people who didn't do anything wrong to you. Just do that to people who deserve it. Hobgoblin mechanics, so hit points, so you add another 8 here. That's how it works, from what I've understood. Size medium. Man, I'm burpy, so... Speed 25 feet. Ability boost, constitution, intelligence. Okay, we didn't need that. And 1 free. I feel like I'm gonna get destroyed if I don't add some dexterity. But we're gonna go with charisma. Ability flaws, wisdom. Languages, common and goblin. And one of these. We're gonna come back to that. Dark vision, you can see, like... Everyone has dark vision. I like to put it here in senses because it makes senses. Alright, hobgoblin feats. At first level, you gain 1 ancestry feat, and you gain an additional ancestry feat every 4 levels, and hobgoblin heritages. It's not over. You select a heritage at first level to reflect abilities passed down to you from your ancestors or common among those of your ancestry in an environment where you were born or grew up. So more chance for flavor. Elfbane Hobgoblin. Hobgoblins were engineered long ago from the unreliable and fecund goblins. What does fecund mean? Producing or capable of producing an abundance of offspring of or new growth. Fertile. Okay. To be used as an army against the elves. Although the elves ultimately freed the hobgoblins from their bondage, some hobgoblins retain ancestral resistance to magic. Runt Boss Hobgoblin. You came from a long line of hobgoblins who commanded goblins. You are smaller than other hobgoblins, but goblins still listen to any commands you bellow. You gain the group coercion skill feat. I already have it. If you roll a success, and I have quick coercion. Can I do quick group coercion? If you roll a success on an intimidation check to coerce a goblin, but not other creatures with the goblin trait, you get a critical success instead. If you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead. So, talk to your DM and see if they can actually make you like the boss of a bunch of little goblins. That would be hilarious. I kind of like that a lot. Smoke Worker Hobgoblin. Your family have been alchemists, engineers, and scientists for generations on projects bringing smoke and fire to the field of battle. In fire resistance, War March Hobgoblin. You come from a line of wandering mercenaries, constantly on the march and scavenging food on the trail. If you fail but not critically fail to subsist in the wilderness, you can still keep yourself fed with poor meals. When exploring, you can use hustle twice as long before you have to stop. Meh. If your DM penalizes you for that's your game. If your DM's really about survival and stuff like that, then that's good for you. This War March Hobgoblin also sounds really cool. Warren Bread Hobgoblin. Your ancestors lived underground. Your ears are larger. You can use a seek action to sense undetected creatures within a 30-foot burst. So we're gonna go with the Runt Boss. Gross. Runt Boss Hobgoblin. Ancestry and heritage. Hunt Boss Hobgoblin. So if I see goblins, I just shake them for their pennies. Okay, almost done, fellers. This video is really long. I'm sorry about that. I hope that you enjoy it and and that you're still here on that wild ride with me. Ah, my eyes. And if you have any suggestions next, if you want to see some other videos, just let me know. Hobgoblin feats. At first level, you gain 1 ancestor feat. Alchemical Scholar. Hobgoblin lore. Hobgoblin weapon familiarity. Leech Clipper. You're trained to capture deserters or leeches. Remorseless Lash. You're skilled at beating a foe when their morale is already breaking. So that's kind of what we're doing, right? Vigorous Health. Your physique is robust. Robust and can withstand blow startlingly well. Gross. Remorseless Lash. You're skilled. So yeah, everything comes from Lost Omens book. I don't own that book, so I don't have all the details in the art. You're skilled at beating a foe when the morale is already breaking. When you succeed at a melee weapon strike against a frightened foe, that foe can't reduce their frightened condition below 1 until the beginning of your next turn. That's really cool. That's starting to be a lot to check though. We're gonna take it, don't get me wrong, but it's starting to be a lot of stuff to remember during a turn. Which is, I see, is that? Are these they? Which is the difference between D&D, which the more streamlined and advantage and disadvantage and stuff like that, where you have... So imagine, okay, first you strike... First, you try to intimidate someone with the Intimidate Glare, right? Then if they're flat-footed, you sneak damage on them. Then you kill them, then you look at someone else. You're next, and then you fucking hit them with the Remorseless Lash, and they can't lose that stuff. I don't know. Sounds amazing. That's the world I want to live in. I'm gonna let you do the equipment on your own. I mean, there's already a lot to do. There's something about where's the rolling the character creation. Now that you've made the main mechanical choices about your characters, it's time to finalize their ability scores. Do these 3 things. First, make sure you applied all the ability boosts and ability flaws. Then apply 4 more. I kept forgetting that. Ability boost to your character's ability scores, choosing a different ability score for each and increasing that ability score by 2. Alright, I was just looking. I don't remember, but back when I was playing a lot of Fallout, I stumbled upon a channel where the guy would make a character, but then would go all out and explain the backstory of his Fallout 4 character, and I thought that was really cool. And it was ranking like 10,000 views, and people were making requests, and it looked like a really fun project. So I got that idea from him to do this video. So shout out. So deity, no deity. Constitution, intelligence. So I gave myself another one. So yeah, that should be 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the class. I should have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm at 2 charisma. What the hell? There you go. 4. That's it. Okay. So how I go down, I still don't know what hero points are. How I do this now, I'll go and I'll put all my stats to what they should actually be. There you go. And then do the actual modifiers. So strength 16 is a 3, 12 is 1, 14 is 2, 12 is 1, 8 is -1, and charisma is 2. So that's done, and we have all our bonuses. So now we have a big problem here where we only get +1 from Dex, and proficiency is your level +2. Let's say I'm trained, so that's proficiency 2 plus my level. So when I'm naked, this poor dude's gonna be at 14 AC. For a melee guy, that's really scary, so he's gonna have to be wearing good armor and a shield, okay? Remember that, folks. Hit points +2, so he's at a not so bad 18. health points, hit points, okay? No resistance, no condition. Saving throw. So 3. Oh, expert is 4. So plus my level. Boom. And then constitution 2, dex 1, wisdom -1. So that gives you a +5 to rolls, +6 to rolls, and +4 to rolls. Okay? Following me? Perception -1 to wisdom. But I'm an expert. So actually I have 5, right? So +4 total, and dark vision. Class DC proficiency is 3. 2 plus my level. My key is strength. So that brings me to 16. Or +6. I'm still not sure when you use that. 7 plus intelligence. I have 1 intelligence, so I need to choose 8 skills. So he's not very dexterous, right? We're gonna take athletics. We're gonna so 1, 2, 3. Just like that idea of underworld. Performance, no. 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 7. Gonna give him a bit of a help. And yes, 8. Medicine. So if you need background, okay, well, he had to march. He was the guard. He's just naturally athletic. Good deception, because his second, he's good at lying. He's okay. That sums it up for Gevarg, our Randbus Hobgoblin Ruffian Rogue. To sum it up, he's really good at strength and good in constitution and charisma, but he doesn't do actually so well in combat. So he's gonna have to intimidate people around him a lot so that they have that penalty to hit. So he's just so scary that they like don't really want to fight him. So that's how I would play him. So let me just improvise the character backstory right now. Gevarg was the guard of an important hobgoblin who was the target of many assassination attempts from other nations because he was just so dangerous. And after a few years of this service, Gevarg wanted to try something else, or maybe he was sent on a special mission by his employer. I don't want to say master, his employer. And due to the fact that he's good with goblins, he was sent to lead a small squad of goblins to go and intimidate other smaller, weaker hobgoblins, or maybe just try to get goblins to follow his leader and strengthen their army that way. Something happened, he got sick of it, or maybe he got the call of nature, or maybe while he was away, his employer got assassinated, and then he couldn't go back there for fear of losing face, or there's maybe now the person that took over the other hobgoblin that got him assassinated, that got his master assassinated, took over and wants him dead. He doesn't want to go back. And maybe he has some hobgoblins, some goblins following him around. Maybe he doesn't. He found some work after that, just shaking people down for some money. And now he wants to, he's tired of doing that petty stuff. That's not really important for him. That's not what his life is about. He wants to earn a living. He doesn't want to like shake people down or steal from them. Although he's not above that, but that's not his call. That he doesn't make him feel good. So he got a few gold coins. He got 50 gold coins. Got himself a short sword. Got himself some armor, and found some work. Maybe with some other adventurers. Maybe he got hired. Maybe he just found some people that he enjoyed talking with in a tavern or in a caravan. Or maybe he answered a call of a lord somewhere, and even if usually he would be associated with monsters in caves and dangerous other monstrous things like that. I mean, it's 2020, right? A hobgoblin can go to the bank if he wants to. He found some work. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you've stuck all the way through, good on you. If you have anything, if you didn't and you just skipped ahead to the end, please let me know how I can improve this video. I'm gonna keep making those. I used to post those in written form on saigongeeks.com, but I just got tired of writing, and I want to try to talk a bit more and put some art over there too. So imagine a scary hobgoblin just walking around the battlefield, just staring people down, and whoever looks the weakest and the most in trouble, because remember, they're flat-footed, you're a rogue, that's the one that he attacks. So he's kind of like, he's a guard. He's not the leader, right? He's used to helping the leader. So you want him next to the cleric. You want him next to the fighter. You want him next to another rogue, whoever's flanking. Or maybe he'll go and backstab people who are attacking your wizard or your cleric again, or your monk. He's not charging ahead. He's just walking slowly. He's looking for the best target. He's gonna scare them, and then he's gonna strike when they're shaking in their boots. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm not gonna save that, but if you want a full character sheet, just make the request. I could make one, but I think that you should make one. And I'm not saying that because I'm lazy. I'm saying that because that way you know where your things are, you know what your scores are, and you can change anything that you don't like. Okay, I don't know. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This was Minibots for Saigon Geeks. I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's a 2-hour video. That's kind of nuts, but we discovered a few things together. Thank you very much again, everyone, for watching, and have fun role-playing.